Happy Tuesday morning. It's good to start your day off with a laugh sometimes, but we
It's good. It's a good
hopefully
start.
yeah, I thought you would enjoy that. Just mental gymnastics, man, some mental gymnastics, but it's a good morning here in the Magic City. Welcome into Morning Jocks. I am Conrad Van Order alongside Damian Mitchell. And Damian, I'm just glad to see that you showed up for work today because you had a big night last night, and I was worried that you were gonna come in and
No,
retire and go move off to Panama.
nah. Not gonna move. It's only for 7 days. No. See, this is how I know I got a good poker face, man. Listen, I've been taped the show. I knew what I won,
Yeah,
and it was just on full display last night. But it was cool, man.
I've
For the
never
people that
been.
didn't get a chance to see, I was a contestant on the Wheel of Fortune.
Uh huh.
I did have some success on the show. Made it to the bonus round. I fell a little short. Missed out on an extra 40,000, but
That's all right.
it is what it is.
I've never been more happy to be wrong because I made the joke. I said, "Well, if we would have known if Damien won, because he would have been, hey, everybody, let's go and watch this together." Blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, I was completely wrong. You played it. You played it perfectly. So you had your poker face, and all you had ever told us was like, hey, I got to go be on Wheel of Fortune, but I can't talk about it. But I had a good time, and hope y'all watch it when I'm on it, and that was it. You
Yeah.
played it so cool that it was like, oh, okay, well, you got to go and have fun, and like that's awesome. But
I mopped the floor with it.
no, you.
Like you heard Ryan Seacrest say, like very strategic. Like because there was on the social butterflies in my stomach puzzle. I played it. I played it very well
Mhm.
because the person in blue, Liz, she had did most of the work, and I started like you could see my brain start to rattle. I was like, okay, I start to see. I was like, okay, let me buy a vowel here. And when I bought the O, I was like, okay, it's social butterflies in my stomach, and I just started picking certain consonants that I know. Yeah, I was running the risk, but I was also trying to stack the money. And then I started doing the math like as the show was going on, and I realized I couldn't be caught. And it
Mhm.
was okay. Like I can kind of simmer
You're
down
good
now.
now.
Like I know I'm going to the bonus round.
Yeah, I was about to say, and I guess I was impressed because I know that, and I know you're gonna pull back the curtain on it a little bit later, and talk a little more in depth about it. But I guess I was just, because the other guy that was on there with you competing, I forgot which game it was, but in that situation, like it's easy to sit at home and go like, oh my gosh, how did you miss that, or how did you guess that? But I'm sure like you get a little nervous probably in some of those situations, or you panic a little bit and you're just like you blurt stuff out. And so to see how, you were cool as a cucumber the whole time, man. Like you were just bing, bing, bing. Like you had it figured out.
I was really confident.
You were locked in.
Yeah. Like I said it. Like if when people were asking me, I was like, "There's a point in the game where you realize like I'm not playing like to be a great teammate. Like I was there to win."
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and even Ryan Seacrest in between one of the breaks, he was like, "So how long did you know the puzzle?" I was like, "It was rather quickly. I was just hoping it got back to me because I knew I was going to get it." Um, but no, like the biggest thing was we had done so much rehearsal leading up to it that okay, just because Ryan and Vanna walk out, like that doesn't change. Like we know the
Hmm.
rules. Like let's go. Like let's get after it. So I tried to take my playing days approach of listen, I'm already here. It's a game. Like let's go out here and perform. So like the nerves were gone rather quickly.
Hmm.
Uh, but my strategy was to win as much as I possibly could, and let the chips fall where they may. But no, man, it was fun. Like it was the love and support that I got just throughout the day, leading up to it. And then as people were watching it, like people are texting me like, oh my God, like dog, you really on here. It's like, yeah, yeah, I am. My family, they were cracking up because they were trying to solve the puzzle, forgetting that like I'm one of the contestants. So they're
Hmm.
just like, hey, like, come on, what you doing? I was like, this happened in real time for me.
Yeah,
Like
you're
this
like
was this.
I've already done. I know the puzzle.
Yeah, I know what's gonna
I know
happen.
what it's gonna be.
Yeah. I was like, I know it's gonna happen, y'all. Like it's okay. They was like, oh, chief financial officer. I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
good job, good job. Just give me some time. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. But man, it was fun. Like
You could tell you were having a good time, like
oh
just
my
watching
god,
it. You
I
look like you're
soaked
having
it
the time
all
of your
in. I
life.
soaked it all in. That's why like it's so basically I'm a month and some change removed from taping the show. I taped it back in February,
Yeah,
and like I was so caught up in it while I was there that I didn't get a chance. Like this was my first time seeing it, like as it was produced. Like they didn't give us a rough cut or anything,
yeah.
so I didn't know how it was gonna play out. But yeah, man, it was fun. I wish I would have gotten the bonus round. Like I just, like it eats at me. Like that's the only thing I left on the table. But yeah, got the honeymoon planned out and everything.
I was about to say now,
got
the
that
honeymoon's
covered.
taken care of.
Yeah, man. But bro, it was fun. And again, like it was a spur of the moment. Like this is how it started. I was literally just scrolling around watching television and watched like the last 5 or 6 minutes of the Wheel of Fortune just like for blanks and giggles. Like I was just kind of okay. Like I hadn't seen this in a while. It's just, and I saw the link at the bottom of the screen saying if you want to be a Wheel of Fortune contestant, like go to this link. I went to the links, played a questionnaire. I did a questionnaire, filled it out, and I didn't think anything of it. Like I just like, okay,
yeah.
like, if they call, cool. If they don't, okay. Like I ain't losing any sleep. But this was like a 6 to 8 month process. So I did this back in, it was like the summer of last year. And then right before kickoff of the college football season, I got an email from like Sony, and I was just like, okay, I'm trying to make sure it wasn't phishing. Like, we got all these, we get all these emails and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna see. Because when I did my because I pay attention to all my presentations and trainings. I hovered over the link and it was a legit Wheel of Fortune link. I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I am. And they basically were saying, hey, could you hop on a Zoom call within the next week or so to basically a meet and greet with the producers and showrunners and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Knock that out. And again, I'm not thinking anything of it because it's basically they'll reach out to you if you're going to advance. So it's like late October, like kind of early November, I get another email saying, hey, can you hop on another Zoom call and do like a mock toss-up round with 2 random people? I was like, okay. And everything is Pacific Standard Time. So I'm 2 hours ahead of when they want it. So I did that. I didn't think I did that well. Like I just comparing myself to the other 2 people I was competing against, I didn't think I did that good. So I did that, and they followed it up with another one. So I was like, okay, like there's some momentum here. Like this, if you're gonna tease me this far, y'all better let a brother on. So I did that again, probably late December. It was after Christmas. And then I got an email maybe 2 weeks later, kind of right before the national championship game, or kind of, I think it might have been the week before the national championship game. It was basically you got 24 hours or 24 to 48 hours to confirm or deny because your taping is February the 6th. And I was like, oh, wow, like this is actually happening.
That's awesome.
The hardest part was just getting the flight out there because they don't cover that part of the travel. They cover everything else. Like once you get there, they got you straight. And so got a flight out there, got a hotel, was out there for 2 days. Chilled in LA. It was cool. It's not really for me. It's a little too big. Like it's just like it was a culture shock. But once we got in the studios, man, I was like, well, we're here now. Ain't no looking back. I can't go nowhere. So I'm out here on a mission. So let's go out here and win. And sure enough, went out there, did the rehearsal, did the mock rehearsal. And when game time showed up and the cameras and stuff, like the lights, it didn't affect me anymore. I was just like, okay, like this is where it's basically a kickoff. Like we are here at game time. Why choke up now? Like I've done all the work. The hardest part was getting out here. Now that I'm here, yeah, let's go out here and compete and win. And that's exactly what I did, man. It was fun. It was something I didn't even know I put on my bucket list. Like it was just kind of wow, I cannot believe this happened. And holding on to it was the hardest part. Like getting to yesterday was the hardest part.
Yeah, without saying anything.
Talk about it.
Yeah. So did they ask you after? Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't want people that do well to come back because then it's more money that they're gonna have to give away. But did it like anybody say anything? Like, man, you did really well. Like if you ever want to come back or anything, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, they have like a winners. I guess you'd say like a winners week.
Okay,
so if you won before, you're automatically entered into like the winner circle. But yeah, they were like, bro, you crushed it. Like I was like, oh, appreciate it. I just wish I would have won the bonus round. But they were like, nah, dog, like if we have a winner's circle and your name pops up, brother, we are trying to get you back on. I was like, hey, appreciate it. So hopefully I got a chance to win a
There
little
you
bit
go.
more.
Yeah, that's right. No, that was awesome. I know a lot of people. It was funny because we were watching it, and the first thing because my wife, I had told her like I guess a while, like when you had first said, "Hey, I'm going to be on Wheel of Fortune." I was like, "Oh, well, Damien's going to be on it." I guess she had forgotten about it, so we're watching. She goes, "I didn't know they filmed that in Birmingham." I'm like, "Oh, honey." Said, "No, they don't. They film it in California." And she's like, "He went to California for that?" I said, "Yeah." Yeah, he did. They do not film that in Birmingham, but I know they got that new game show place down at the Summit, but I don't think that I don't think that's quite the same thing. But no, it was also I know because I mean our text line's blowing up. I know like everybody on Facebook,
Bro.
like on like my whole Facebook feed last night was just people like reposting it. Like you got a lot of love, man, and you killed it.
The town of Maplesville was extremely proud.
The town of Maplesville literally reposted
Oh,
that
they
you
was
were on.
live.
Yeah,
They
you
were
were on
live.
the news. Like man, it was big time.
Yeah, man, it was fun, bro. Like I'm truly honored. It was a lot of love yesterday. Like a couple of my homies, were texting me, like my old teammates. They just they they were ignorant. Like they
I'm
were
sure, yeah.
ignorant. Like, cause they were like, bro, this is the closest thing to the NFL draft. They were like, bro, are you nervous? I was like, no, bro. Like I've done this. I know it. Like I know what's about to happen. But man, it was a blast. It really was, man. And just shout out to everybody that got a chance to watch. I had fun. I had an absolute blast, and really and truly, it was more of a relief yesterday of just finally I can talk about this.
Yeah, it's all over. Yeah.
But yeah, California taxes, I will say, as much as we joke about it, they are for real. They're for real.
Yeah, that was that was the first thing I thought. I was like, man, that was great for you. And then I was like, because I texted you and I was like, wait, so you really won? He's like, yeah, but it's like,
Yeah, like,
yeah.
The take home. Listen, it's still a blessing regardless.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was a gut punch. It was
Yeah,
like,
it's
ooh, dang, y'all need to fix this. Like y'all need to fix this. But no, man, it was a blast. And man, if you the worst thing they could say is, hey, you're not going to be on. But I would say if you want to be on a game show, just go out there and just apply.
go for it. You never know. Yeah.
Happen.
Yeah. Well, you did a great job and you represented well for the Jocks brand and for the city of Maplesville and for the state of Alabama, brother. So
That's what I do, man.
yeah, no, that was it was awesome last night. So is there any way, so for anybody that was listening that maybe missed it, like can you go back and watch it somehow? Do you know?
If you have Hulu, all shows are aired streamed the next day. So
Okay.
you can record it, save it forever. If you had YouTube TV, you can search up the Wheel of Fortune. The previous day's episode is always recorded. So yeah. So any of your streaming services, search Wheel of Fortune. Peacock, the same thing. Like just it airs the next day, so you can record it and have it forever. And that's exactly what I did, man. So shout out to YouTube TV for that. So,
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's,
Yes, sir.
that's the tape I'm gonna be grinding on for the next couple days.
That's right. So there you go. Yeah, if you missed Damien on Wheel of Fortune, you can go and you can go catch it there on Hulu. But yeah, no, it was awesome to see you on there last night and just seeing you have a good time. And I know that again, you're getting married soon, and that's certainly a blessing to have the honeymoon taken care of and a little something extra on the side.
Whew.
That definitely is going. It'll make things a little bit easier.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was perfect timing for you, no doubt about it. But all right, yeah. So we'll be here with you until 10 o'clock again because Mac and Cube, Greg and Cole are still on spring break. So me and Damien got you here until 10 o'clock, and I'm sure we'll circle back around to the Wheel of Fortune conversation. But we do have some things going on as far as college football, college basketball, of course, the NCAA tournament as we move forward to the Sweet 16. But how about a little bit of a news around A-Day for Alabama and going back to the way things used to be? We'll share the latest details with you there, as well as talk a little bit of Ty Simpson in the NFL draft. That's all coming up on the other side here on Morning Jocks. I know for a fact you didn't listen to this before you were on Wheel of Fortune because you would have lost. This wouldn't have gotten you motivated to do anything.
What you mean? It was perfect timing. Shout out to Shadur.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He is. Yep. All right, welcome back into Morning Jock 620 here on your Tuesday morning. Conrad and Wheel of Fortune champion Damian Mitchell here with you for the next 4 hours or so as we try to guide you through this Tuesday. And told you before we went to the break that going back to, I guess I would say the way things should be in Alabama as far as spring football is concerned, and that has to do with Alabama's A-Day, which, if you don't remember, that is coming up on April the 11th. That's a Saturday, April 11th at 1 p.m. down there at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And it's been, I guess they've kind of announced it, but this was the first official confirmation, I feel like, that this is what's actually happening, what's moving forward with the spring game for this upcoming season. And so it's going to be a scrimmage again. So we're going back to the 2-hour scrimmage style of what, I mean, I guess growing up, what I was always used to seeing for A-Day, what many of you, I'm sure, were used to seeing for A-Day. And I think especially with a lot of the question marks that people have, I think a lot of people are going to be very excited to see not only the quarterbacks, but a lot of these new players and how that looks. And I think it's a good opportunity for, these guys to get out there in a simulated game situation and just see how far they've come over the early parts of the offseason. And then, once you get into fall camp and stuff, just seeing how far some of these guys have gone. And you've got a lot of competitions at a lot of spots. At offensive line, you've got a number of guys that are going to be options there. You probably want to figure out the pecking order at the running back room and how, a guy like Xavier Crowell, how is he coming along early on in his time down in Tuscaloosa, but also knowing that, he can probably make a couple more big steps between the end of spring and the end of fall practice when the season starts. And obviously the quarterback's good to get them out there and get people to, kind of see both of them and maybe some of the differences in their playing style, as well as just some live action to go up against after spring. So I think a lot of people are going to be very, very excited about that. But some other details about A-Day, and we'll share these again, of course, in the day or two leading up to the actual game or the scrimmage on April 11th. But according to a release from the university, Alabama will have their annual Walk of Fame ceremony at Denny Chimes. That's going to kick things off at 11 a.m. By the way, admission and parking will both be free for the event, so you can still go down there and don't have to worry about opening up the pocketbook too much. You can go down there and get free admission and all that good stuff, which is certainly, I know, a big draw for the event. So for the Walk of Fame ceremony, they're going to have Parker Brailsford, Tim Keenan, Deontay Lawson, and Ty Simpson. They will be joining Kalen DeBoer there on the Walk of Fame ceremony to kick things off. They will then have the Walk of Champions with the 2026 team as they will head into Bryant-Denny Stadium around 12:45, and then they will have the 2-hour scrimmage, and that will start around 1 o'clock. So gates are going to open at noon, and they have all the information online in terms of what gates you want to go into, things like that. They also have said that the first 5,000 fans to show up will get a limited edition commemorative poster for the 2026 A-Day. And just a reminder that due to the Morgan Wallen concert that will be taking place in Bryant-Denny the week later, some of the seating and stuff will be a little different than what you're used to on a Saturday in the fall, but they should be able to accommodate you. And
so you're going to be in Tuscaloosa back-to-back weekends, aren't you?
Yeah. That's right. That's a great way to put it. Are you going to go to the concert? You went to one before, didn't you?
Yeah. That was when he was in Oxford.
Oxford, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's home to you, so
exactly.
It makes sense.
Me and Eli Manning.
You and Eli Manning, yeah. Does he? I mean, I would assume he puts on a good. I'm not a country music guy. I'm not a big fan. I'm not.
Oh no, yeah, he's great live.
Yeah, I figured that. Okay,
sure.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be sold out, and they'll be or very close to it. And
you'll be there. So yeah, you'll be able to tell us.
I will not be there.
Okay.
But I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun for the people that do
absolutely
choose to attend that particular event. But I got other things going on, so
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if that's
Noah Williams may be there.
You know what? Yeah, I would hope that. Well, doesn't he because Morgan Wallen, he like brings out typically like wherever he does a concert, doesn't he bring out someone famous from that town or that area, like in
He
the
does.
walkout?
He does.
That'd be perfect.
I,
I mean,
I would scream if he brought out Noah Williamson of all people.
if he is a key contributor in an upset victory over Michigan on Friday night, bring him out.
Bring him out.
Bring him out.
he needs his flowers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, I do. I mean, in all seriousness, though, I wonder if, like, I don't know. Like, does Kalen DeBoer, is he a big country music guy?
Doesn't strike me as one.
No, Nate Oates definitely doesn't strike me as a country music guy. So I just wonder, like, do you bring, like, I just wonder, like, would you bring out, like, Ty Simpson with you or something?
Bray Hubbard.
He likes country music, I guarantee you.
Bray Hubbard. Probably Ryan Coleman Williams, just because of
I could see
just
that.
because the name, just the guy, and possibly probably Greg McElroy.
Does Greg like Morgan Wallen?
He's dabbled a few times.
He's dabbled a few times?
Yeah, he doesn't mind.
I just know sometimes when we talk to Greg about music stuff, it's just
it gets a little sideways.
It's shocking.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes.
But he's got a wide range.
I didn't think about that. Greg would be a good one.
Yeah, or either if the Birmingham Stallions aren't playing that
Yeah,
day,
AJ.
AJ come back. Because he usually has a legend or two with him. Because Peyton Manning came out with him when he was in Knoxville.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Nico I forgot about Nico Iamaleava.
Oh, I forgot that is right. Nico did come out with them. Okay, so yeah, so maybe you have some of a couple current players and then
and Greg. Yeah, it's perfect.
I think that would be great.
It'd be great.
I think Greg would be honored.
You would.
Yeah, that'd be all. Greg's not busy this time of year.
No. Derrick Henry possibly, if he ain't too busy. Tua, he's right next door to us now, so he could just pop on over to Tuscaloosa real quick. He's always gonna be loved, man.
No, absolutely. Yeah, he's the best player to ever wear the uniform.
Whoa. Let's simmer down on that one, bro.
I just had to say that.
It's all good.
He's one of the best to ever wear the uniform.
For sure.
He's one of the best
He's
ever
not
wear
better
the
than
uniform.
Bryce Young.
Teach their own. Tomato. Okay. I'm just kind of going through my head of other options there and different people that could go. Do you think Tua likes country music?
He likes Shania Twain. He openly spoke about his fascination for Shania Twain.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, he's
kind of like pop. Yeah, well, I guess Morgan Wallen's pop too.
Oh yeah, he's
pop country.
Yeah, he's like the Drake of country music. He's got about chokehold. Anything he breathes on, it's going number one.
Your album has 30 songs on it.
That does help. Quantity does help.
Kind of helps those numbers.
Yeah,
from what I understand.
Wish Florida Georgia Line would have thought about that before they split.
Well, not all friendships are meant to last.
Complete sidebar about Florida Georgia Line. They performed together for the first time in 4 years over the weekend. There was some event that was honoring what's his name? Little short guy. Jason Aldean. And
the short guy.
Yeah. And they were on stage together performing the song that they actually wrote for Jason Aldean that went #1. You Make It Easy. And they were on stage together.
That's a very nice moment.
Oh, it was. But
was that it? Like they just did that one time and now they're
they're going their separate ways.
It
was a great photo op, and they seem like they enjoyed being on stage together again. So it's like any boy band from back in the day. When they all get back together, it's always that one shining moment. Kind of playing on the March Madness, but not getting my hopes up or anything. But it was great to see.
But it was good to see them.
Like
they're still cordial with each other.
Exactly.
It's not like they hate each other or anything.
No. It's just whenever they decide to bring it back together, it'll be even better.
Well, let's hope it's not for new music and it's just a reunion tour, right?
All right.
No, they're doing fine on their own. That's what I meant. Like they're having success. So
no. They need.
So you're saying we might see a couple more of those in the near
near
future because the bank account might start running a little dry.
Yeah, they'll realize like, hey, if we actually say, even if we just use our real names, we still know it's Florida Georgia Line. At least I would.
I was about to say, in your heart, you would know.
For sure.
Okay, well, there's your update on the status of Florida Georgia Line and their future performances together.
It's great.
I'm glad to know that
they might make an appearance at the Morgan Wallen concert after the 8A game.
I was about to say maybe they'll be the next concert at Bryant Denny.
Let's go. You best believe I'll be in
I was
there.
about to say, I know you would definitely be there for that one.
No doubt.
There's no there's no doubt about that one. So all right, but that's kind of your A day. Getting back to it, that's your A day update. So if you're just now joining us, it's going to be a 2-hour scrimmage for the Crimson Tide on Saturday, April 11th, starting at 1 o'clock. So good to know that they're kind of trying to get back to the old style of things. And I know from I'm not a coach, but I would assume it would probably help you with your evaluation process. Similarly, or simultaneously, as a fan and as a viewer, that's what you want to watch. I don't want to watch them go through drills. I want to watch them out there in a simulated game and see how they kind of look when the bullets are flying around them, especially this year when you've got so many new places, or so many new faces, so many new players in key roles there for the Tide this fall. So that should be a lot of fun. Free admission, free parking. Know a lot of you are going to be able to get down there and enjoy that. And if anything changes there, of course, we'll let you know here in the next couple of weeks. But wanted to take some time on the other side, talk a little bit about Ty Simpson, because there was a lot of fuss being made yesterday after one NFL analyst, he voiced his opinion on Ty Simpson, and a lot of people seem to push back on that a little bit. So we'll let you hear what some people are thinking about Ty Simpson heading into the NFL draft. Could he be the best quarterback in this year's NFL draft? Why or why not? We'll dive into all of that next on Morning Jacks. Welcome back into Morning Jocks here on your Tuesday. Appreciate you joining us each and every morning. Conrad and Damian here with you as we navigate you here through the middle part of the week and get closer to the Sweet 16 coming up Thursday and Friday. But of course, tomorrow's going to be a big day in sports as well. You'll have Auburn as they continue their run through the NIT tournament, as they'll be hosting Nevada in the quarterfinals there. And I saw that, I guess, for the first time since the NIT started yesterday, Auburn is now officially for entertainment purposes only, the odds-on favorite to win the whole thing, which I would have assumed that from the beginning, but I didn't. I guess it was them in New Mexico, and they were battling it out, and now Auburn is the favorite there to cut down the nets in the NIT tournament. So they'll continue their journey through that tomorrow. You've got the first game of the Major League Baseball regular season tomorrow with the Yankees and the Giants, and then Thursday that'll get underway for good. And then, of course, we got the Stallions coming up on Friday as well, as they'll start their season there in Louisville. So a lot to get excited about this week, a lot for us to dive into here. But I want to go back to something that I saw yesterday and something that seemed to make quite a stir on social media, especially. And so this is on Get Up from ESPN. This was from their show yesterday morning. And so this is Dan Orlovsky, who, for the record, I think Dan Orlovsky does a great job. I think as far as NFL analysts go, he's certainly in the top tier. And I think he's one of the best of the best. But and this is something he's been consistent on, even going back to the college football season, as he's been a big fan of Ty Simpson. And now that we've gotten into the offseason and we're in, kind of this draft cycle of analyzing these prospects to death ahead of the draft next month, he's gone back and he's made a couple of claims before that he really likes what he sees from Ty Simpson and that he thinks Ty Simpson very well may be the best quarterback in this draft. And so this is him yesterday. This is Dan Orlovsky on Get Up, talking a little bit about his reasoning for why he says Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this year's draft ahead of Fernando Mendoza.
I think Ty Simpson is QB1. I think Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in this class. I think when you look at the body of work and what was asked of these two quarterbacks, you have to start with the question, who needed to do more to carry their football team to play well? Ty Simpson. And it's not close between those two quarterbacks. Who took more games over throughout the course of the season? Ty Simpson. It's not even close. And if we're asking, okay, we're trying to see what you are as a player in college and what you're going to be asked to do in the NFL and what translates. I start with, what do you do in moments of panic with the football? Because that's really what separates good to great. I would tell you that Ty Simpson is more consistent in that regard. There's not a ton of moments of panic out of Fernando Mendoza. And then there's moments when he immediately drops his eyes and becomes a runner. Ty Simpson more consistent in that. What guy was asked to do more NFL throws? When I say NFL throws, I'm talking 15, 20, 25-yard in routes, crossing routes, deep corner or sail routes. Yeah. Ty Simpson, and it's not even close in that regard. Downfield throws, the posts and the goes, I think they're close. Mendoza throws a lot of go routes, and he's good at it, but I think they're close. RPO, get it out. That's probably what Mendoza's offense was.
Right.
And then I think throwing on the move, they're both relatively equal. So when it comes to moments of panic and big throws, real NFL throws, I think it's clearly Ty Simpson.
So there you go. There's Dan Orlovsky kind of breaking down his thoughts on why Ty Simpson is, in his eyes, a better quarterback prospect than Fernando Mendoza in this year's class. So I'm curious kind of where you sit on that, Damian, because I understand his argument and I see where he's coming from. I guess I just have the reservation that I have with Ty Simpson going into the draft. Again, I think he's very good. I mean, we're nitpicking when it comes to these things, but I guess my thing with him would be, even if you wanted to say that he's a better prospect and has a better potential future, I think that's fair to have that opinion. I guess I just look at it as he's only got 1 year of starting experience and going into the NFL and how quickly, just hearing people that have gone through it, how big of a jump it is from college to the NFL and only having the 1 year of experience. I feel like somebody like Mendoza, who's maybe had, he's started more games. Like, he's had more experience. He's done it at multiple schools. And I feel like if you're the Raiders, for example, who have the number 1 overall pick and who we assume was going to draft Fernando Mendoza, you probably want the guy that you feel more comfortable. Hey, he can come in on day one. He's got more experience. We can just throw him out there, and there's going to be growing pains. Obviously, there always are growing pains, but I guess I just feel like Ty Simpson's still more of a guy that maybe would benefit from having a year or two to kind of sit and continue to grow and develop. And again, I think he can be a very good NFL quarterback one day. It's just I don't know, man. Guys that have 1 year of experience in college, like that's always I'm always very weary of that.
Because there's still a lot of ball he hasn't seen yet.
Correct.
And I'm with you where the potential, or I guess we say the higher ceiling probably is Ty Simpson, but I don't think he's NFL starting quarterback ready right now. Like, I'm not ready to put my franchise behind him day one because I'm with you at that point. He doesn't have enough experience. I think that maybe size-wise, you'll probably lean Fernando Mendoza just because he's a little bit taller, a little bit leaner. But I agree with a lot of what Dan Orlovsky said with the type of throws and the type of play calling and the system that he had to make checks at the line. Like, he had to know what everything was when he got to the line of scrimmage, check out of something. So I think that he needs, and again, it's so hard because these are rookies. Like, I'm not 100% just on board with Fernando Mendoza going out there and starting for the Las Vegas Raiders, but also they ain't got nobody. Like, it's kind of a tough situation to be in. But I think the more polished guy is Ty Simpson because of, like, again, what Darren actually said, it's because of the system in which he ran in college and what he was asked to do at the quarterback position. And also, he didn't have the luxury. When you look at with Alabama, the biggest thing that we always talked about was the run game. He didn't have the luxury of having a successful run game. So he had to make plays on his own. Like, he had to, stand in the pocket an extra half second longer because of the fact that, his offensive line was probably getting some leakage where everything was kind of, and no offense to Fernando Mendoza, it was kind of tailor-made. Like, you hadn't established everything around you. So
Correct.
You didn't have to necessarily take those risks when you could. Whereas Ty Simpson had to, fit some balls in some tight windows. Like, he had to do all of these things just for Alabama to have success offensively. So I think that, had it been year two, I'd feel a little bit better. Like, if he had 2 years in the system and he continued to progress,
I think he'd be the number 1 pick.
Yeah. So I think time is kind of the telling factor for both of them, kind of to your point of, going from only starting 1 year, then jumping into the NFL. Yeah. Very few have had. Look at Bryce Young, for example, in the NFL. He had 1 year as a starting quarterback at Alabama, ends up being the number 1 overall pick.
He started for 2 years.
Sure was. I only count the Heisman year. But yeah, to that point. But like Mac Jones was when a 1 year starter goes to New England, and then
he's a great backup.
Right. Like, it's a dang. Maybe that first year Pro Bowl was kind of a right. And then now he's in year 3, 4, 5. And it's okay. Yeah, he may not be a starting quarterback in the NFL, but he was thrust in that position, and he kind of, I guess you'd say, fell from grace. And when his number is called now as a veteran, he's going out there and doing what he needs to do. But I think that for Ty, I think he's probably the better. If I had to say whose career is going to be longer, I would say Ty Simpson, because he's not going to be thrown into the fire year one until he's ready.
Well, and I think part of the reason too, I agree with that. But I also think, part of the thing with him is, when you look at mock drafts that maybe have him going, and I know there's some people that have him, going to like the Jets and, the middle of the first round and stuff. And that's kind of a different situation. And I hope that doesn't happen for his sake, because that's where careers go to die. But he, again, in my opinion, is just the kind of guy that he would benefit from going, and everybody benefits from going to a better situation. But if you have a year and somebody that's going to be more patient with you, and I think again, that's why the Raiders would go with somebody like Mendoza, is you feel like you have more confidence in him with his experience, and if you can tailor make the offense around him like they did at Indiana, that he can just step in and, have some at least moderate success early on in his career. Whereas maybe Ty Simpson's needs to be more of a development project just because of the lack of experience there. I will say this, though. I do think I mean, not to be like super critical, and I'm not, Mr. Quarterback guru, but like when you look at these guys, they're a different level of prospect than some of the other guys you've had come out in recent years, in my opinion. Like they're just like when I look at Mendoza, that's not like that's not a Joe Burrow or even like that's not a Justin Herbert. That's not like some of these guys that have come out in the last 5 or 6 years where you feel pretty confident like coming out like they're probably going to be pretty good. Like you have a pretty good feeling that they're going to work out and regardless of where they land, they're going to be able to have some success at least early on. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong about that. And some guys, right? Like I mean, look at CJ Stroud, like had a great rookie year. Not that he's bad, but like he hasn't really returned to that form. Similarly, you got on the flip side of that, like Bryce Young, right? Bryce Young was pretty bad at times the first couple of years, and now he's just now finally gotten to the point where it's like, okay, maybe this is the guy that we can work with moving forward. But just quickly to go through a couple of the names, because you brought up Mac Jones, but quarterbacks in the last 15 years or so that have gotten drafted in the first round after only having 1 year of starting experience. All right, Cam Newton, different.
Outlier.
Absolutely. Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Mark Sanchez. Granted, he did get to 2 AFC championship games, but they had defense was really good.
Yes, sir.
As Greg would tell you as a member of those squads. But, yeah, so Mark Sanchez, rest in peace, but Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
That's another one. Anthony Richardson.
Oh, boy.
Trey Lance. Kyler Murray. That would be outside of Cam. That's the best one you got.
Right.
And that's the only one that's really ever been what I would consider a above average starting quarterback in the NFL. So again, that's just kind of, it doesn't mean that that's what Ty's destined for because he only has the 1 year of experience. Oh, Ryan Tannehill as well. That'd be another one.
Yeah, he was.
He changed positions.
Athlete.
Real
athlete.
Right. That's
Real
right.
athlete.
But again, that just goes to show you that it doesn't mean you can't be successful, but let's be honest, there's one Cam Newton and everybody else. So it's, it is what it is there. But I thought it was an interesting argument and people were getting upset about. I saw Raiders fans yesterday, like, how dare you say this about, like, y'all can pick whoever you want. Like, you can make up your mind, but it's just crazy, like, how upset people were getting at Dan Orlovsky for having this opinion that goes against what I guess a lot of the other experts out there are seeing. But that's the way that it goes, and we'll see how their careers end up. And we'll find out who goes where about a month from now when the NFL draft actually kicks off. So we'd love to hear from you, 205-834-9450. We'll get to your text, your calls as well. We still got 3 hours left, so feel free to chime in. We're going to have a lot of fun on this Tuesday morning. Appreciate you tuning in to Jocks. Welcome back into Morning Jocks. Conrad Van Order, Damian Mitchell here with you for a couple more minutes. And then guess what? We will be right back with you for McElroy and Kublik in the morning coming up from 7 to 10 right here on Jocks. And we appreciate you tuning in each and every morning. And we appreciate those of you who text into the show as well at 205-834-9450, as that is where we are going to go now. So a lot of people chiming in this morning. If you missed the big news, Damian Mitchell, our very own, was on Wheel of Fortune last night, and he absolutely crushed it. You know, that you hear things about, you know, like for people our age, Damian, you know, we hear people talking about, oh man, you should have been there for the Michael Jordan flu game, and you know, all of these incredible performances throughout, you know, the history of American sports. And you know, now when we're younger, you know, we're older and we have kids, we're gonna be, man, you just had to be there for Damian Mitchell on Wheel of Fortune, because that was utter domination.
Yeah,
Is that's the only way I could describe it last night.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of my buddies from high school, and they were just like, "Bro, the folklore and legend of you has just started to grow."
That's right.
In Maplesville, bro. Like you're in a whole different level now.
When's the statue being built?
I was like, are they gonna name something after me around here? And of course, my college teammates we were talking about, they were basically like, "So you gonna open back Birmingham Southern?" I was like, "Listen, man, we fought the good fight on that one. It's
Hey, they found a good
Exactly.
good use for the property,
I
and
told him Uncle Sam can do better than I could."
that's right. That's that's absolutely right. So yeah, it was awesome watching Damian go out there, kick some butt on Wheel of Fortune last night, and a lot of people on the text line offering you you know, your congratulations and sending in pictures of them watching and cheering you on and all that good stuff. So always good to cheer on our boy Damian, as he made us all proud last night. No doubt about it. This text says, y'all got to lay off Noah for a few days. He balled out on Sunday night. Roll Tide. We were just trying to. I think it would be an honor for him to walk out with Morgan Wallen and Bryant Denny Stadium.
Absolutely.
I think that would be great for him. Let's see. This one says, I guess now Conrad has to go on American Idol. I will not be doing that one. Of all the game shows you could throw me on, that'd be the last one, I think. That one and Dancing with the Stars. Not doing that.
You ain't got a little two-step in you.
No.
That can teach you.
No. Absolutely.
If Dwight Howard can do it, you can do it.
He's a little more nimble. Well, he's got now.
They just write themselves. They just write themselves.
Yes, they do. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be right back with McElroy and Kublik in the morning.